Good evening from the Saltersford Arm. We are still in lockdown and are likely to remain so for the rest of this season, but I will keep you updated on that. So it's been a lovely day, much cooler temperature. We've had some rain and we've got rid of the heat that we were going through, and the garden is looking quite perky. With one of my big tubs, which has got a climber in it, which I do not know the name of, and some catmint. And onto the rockery. I still have cornflowers coming out and new ones popping up all over the garden, which is great because they're fabulous little flowers. Poppies are pretty much finished, and I've just got seed heads which at some point will dry out, and I will collect the seed which can be planted for next year. The rockery actually over the last few days is beginning to come on, and a lot of the rockery plants seem to be spreading a bit now. So if I don't get colour this year, I'm definitely going to have lots of colour next year. More poppy heads, seed heads. Onto the fruit patch. We've been picking fruit. I've been picking Keith's gooseberries. He's been having those in his pudding because they've been soft enough, and blackcurrant, and a few raspberries and wild strawberries. The wild strawberries are still coming, so it's great. We'll have them for a little while longer. And then on to the rest of the garden. Hot lips, it's still flowering. Rhubarb is doing amazing. Again, in the last few days after the rain, it's gone mad. So I may have to end up picking some this year. And this one is doing really well as well. Peony, I think I said, was over, but we do have some orange daylilies out. And it's a shame they don't last for longer than a day because they're beautiful flowers. Hoverfly is taking notice of that one. The lavender's coming on. I don't think it's going to do that well this year. I think it'll be better next year once it's had a season to settle in, along with the catmint. Still have the bank voles in the hotel. They come and get mealworms a couple of times a week. I should imagine they've had little ones this year. And I have quite a few ferns dotted around the garden, and they seem to have done very well. They must like the soil. This, as I've been informed, is a spirea. Thank you to Eve Chick for that, because I didn't know what the bush was called, which is further on down the garden. The clematis on the bird table is now finished. That's its season. So I'll give it a good feed this winter, and hopefully it'll do well again next year. And then we move on to the vegetable patch, which is doing very well, as you can see. I pricked out my lettuces and have spaced them out a little bit, and kept a little bunch just in case some of them didn't take. But at the moment, looking at them, it looks like they've all taken. So we're going to have a lot of lettuce in one go, I think. But the dwarf runner beans are doing really well. And then I've got 2 rows of broad beans, and at the back is a row of broccoli. I've actually put them out because they were getting very leggy in the pot. So I thought I would just put them out. Further on down, more catmint. I like catmint. Marmite, our cat, used to love catmint. And poppy. I think that's the last one to flower now. Up on the bank may look a little bit untidy, but it's got shrubs in it, and I planted some wildflower seeds that I was given, called bee bombs. So that it's all beginning to shoot up. And over the back here, This plant is lovely. I've got 2 of them and they're called Coca-Cola plants. If you stroke the leaves, it smells like Coca-Cola. So they're beautiful. It's a shame because they don't actually flower, it's just greenery. The gnome is sitting happily in his corner. And the Hebes. They've not flowered yet this year. And onto the spirea, which was named for me by Heuchara. It's got wallflowers on it. I actually cut it back really hard when we moved on to the mooring, and I think it must have liked it because it's just gone a bit mental. And then down on the rockery area, I don't know the name of the rockery plant, but it's got beautiful little yellow flowers and very sweet leaves, and the roses are still in bloom and they're going to need deadheading. My bird bath needs a clean. I'm actually waiting for a solar fountain to come. And then in my other pots are Hebes, and I've got lavenders. These are things that I've moved that needed to be potted on, and they've been quite happy in here, so I've just left them. I need to do a bit of weeding though. In the background I've got one of my willows and the honeysuckle, which this one hasn't done very well for some reason. We don't know why, so I think I might repot it over the winter. And then over this side is the other variegated honeysuckle, which has actually got flowers, and it's a scented one. It's beautiful. So it's nice when you sit out here with the scent of the honeysuckle. Clematis is coming to its seasonal end by the looks of it. That has given us so many beautiful flowers this year. And down here is my little hosta garden. I've repotted one of them, and already it's got a bud on it, so I think it's happy I've given it its own pot. And then into another container which has got some rockery plants in it which are in flower. My hollyhocks are getting huge, so over the next couple of days I'm going to have to put those in pots. And I've noticed I've got a couple more that have come up. There's one very tiny one there with the cactus, so I'm going to have to take that one out and put it in its own little pot, I think. But it's all gone a bit mad after a drop of rain and the sunshine. We are quite grateful for the respite in the heat though, because it got very hot, over 30 degrees in fact, which when you live in a tin can be very warm. So we have had the fan on. So it's been lovely today. We've got rain forecast for tomorrow, so more topping up of the bird bath and the canal. And just before I sign off, my little greenhouse, which has got cuttings in, and some of them I think are already taking. Some of the lavenders are already taking. And this is my pot of runner beans, dwarf runner beans. So I don't need to stick them, they just stay like that height. And I need to plant out more broccoli and pepper plants. So yeah, the garden's coming on really well. Everything's looking very healthy, and we're looking after ourselves. Staying in as much as possible still. Not going to join the hordes at the pub over the weekend when they open. Just staying home, looking after each other and everybody that's here until the day that we can go out and about and enjoy ourselves. So please stay safe, keep well, and I'll speak soon.